Channeled message. Please only take what resonates, leave the rest for the best. So no matter stress like these backside dogs at the side of me making up one bag of noise. Remember, the sun is shining and the weather is sweet. But we're in Jeremiah 16. So it's that limited control and resilience, completion, reflection and questioning of one's faith. That complete trust in the divine, showing that door to yourself. That self, like us watching and analysing ourselves, that the divine is showing us. Those divine feminines and divine masculines, friends, families, want to come home. They want him to come home towards you. That day of disaster, being vulnerable, they're feeling all vulnerable, they're feeling limited control, they're not knowing what's taking over them, they're not feeling their correct nature, they're getting all hot and frustrated, they are lost. And things are going, and the ability to be able to rebuild their self, as well as finding their self to be able to rebuild with you, having that hope in order to face those adversities, because now they're facing these adversities and they're going through powerful spiritual transformations because they're getting that divine message from the divine 111. And this can bring the best in you, it can bring out the best in them, because you've got your divine messages. It's enabled you to continuously moving forward within yourself, understanding and analysing yourself, your needs, your likes, your dislikes, what you're needing, what you're wanting, what you don't wanting. So these are now wanting to come and bring the best for you, to show you their true self. They want to be able to unite. They want to provide you with support, and they want to feel appreciated. So they want you to feel appreciated as well. And this could be like monologuing you and these divine feminines, masculines and friends, and the beliefs. They're all getting reevaluated now. They're analysing, they're questioning their thoughts, their feelings, they're reflecting back on oneself, on their actions. They're getting that higher power, they're getting that reminder and control. Even when they was facing that adversity too, they're trying to find balance, they're trying to find comfort and stability, they're wanting protection and guidance. And this is all to be obtained to be able to move towards you, but they've got to do it all on their own. They've got to be able to do this for their own personal growth. They've got to be able to increase in empathy for their self as well as others, for the way how they treated their self as well as others, and be able to appreciate the things what they've got in their life and not the things that they haven't got. Trying to gain that understanding and remembering the word from the Most High God, just like how you remembered. You wasn't bothered, you understood, you had to know. In order to get something, you got to do something, so you had to continue to keep on moving forward. And you was getting these understandings, you listen to the warning signs, and now they're getting the warnings. And they're getting the warnings about their future to be able to fulfill it. But they're getting it fulfilled now with destruction, and they're suffering. And the judgment is happening, and it's taking place at this moment, and it's limited. And they've got to be able to achieve this because they didn't do the rightful things 0303. They wasn't gaining that harmony, they wasn't gaining that stability, they didn't gain that understanding. You had to take this and do it on a wide range of feelings and thoughts. And now they're having a loss, and they're looking at these things, and even the dreams and hardships. They can even feel you in the dreams, and they can feel this suffering, and they can feel the difficulty. They're feeling discomfort, and it's tailoring, it's dangerous to them, and it's binding them, and it's prohibiting them in the place where they're at. Because where there was God, they wasn't seeing and listening to the rightful ones. They was thinking those people who, those friends, those family members, those people who they followed was their God. They was the idols. And they've got no future in that place. They aren't even enjoying themselves where they are. It's all pain and destruction. And it's all of family and loved ones. And there was people that they thought that was right. But God knows. And you knew them, divine feminines and masculines and friends and family members. And you knew them on a profound level. And you know it was profound tests. And it was trials for those. Because they had opportunities for growth and learning, for the divine intervention. You took that opportunity. You ran with it. You thought, let me just move because certain things wasn't right for me. You identified the consequences. You looked at people's actions. You looked at the past actions of other people's. And they was like the Canaanites. And they was just mirroring and reflecting each other. It's a spiritual condition. And it was energies. And you was trying to encourage these divine feminines and masculines to be able to uplift themselves, to be able to repent, be able to let go of any old past issues, because you know that it's going to be a burden for them. And you know that you've got to help them and support them because it's a collective thing, because you knew you resonated on a collective level. And these Calamites, the karmics, made these backslide. They made them stay back due to the challenges and all the side effects that they brought with these challenges, because it was higher powers. They was trying to gain that strength to take over these masculines and feminines and family members' mind like they were serpent energies. And they wanted complete trust in those to make them have complete trust in them. They didn't have complete trust within inside of you. And these divine feminines, masculines, friends, they're all gaining this wisdom. They're gaining this understanding. Because these Calamites, in their life, they was there to serve them a reminder. That was a reminder of them from turning paths, from harmful things. They should have turned away from them. They stayed with these harmful people. And now it's now the divine's talking to them and they're getting that intervention because it's a deeper connection. And that was a deeper connection they had with you because now they're feeling that's a loss. And this has enabled them to be able to face their intuitions and look at the things that was growing and gaining that understanding of the divine, because you was the divine. And now they're gaining and they're reflecting, they're thinking, oh my gosh, my relationship with this specific person or that specific place challenged it and made it became that way. And this was due to the cycles of creation, and that aided them to do that for the destruction. It was all impurity. And now they're trying to appreciate your beauty because they see your beauty and your power, and you already acknowledged all of that, and they see that you acknowledge that. And these divine feminines and masculines are looking at the potential of the destruction that they brought. They're really so upset. So you just let go of that. You had to walk away. You had no choice. Most High God guided you and led you to a different direction because you was a teacher and you was there to guide them and teach them. And they didn't want to listen to you. Look at my face itching. This is how much you was guiding them and teaching them. You was that blessing. You was like that God blessing for them to be able to learn, for them to be able to overcome certain challenges. You accepted the things that they couldn't change. You wasn't there judging them. You wasn't there trying to be somebody to be able to guide them into a wrongful direction and seeking them away from the rightful things when you knew that person and how they felt and what they went through, because they spoke to you and you spoke to them. So you both had the ritual understanding. But these karmics wanted complete control. They had a lack of respect. They was mirroring and trying to burden rituals. They was doing it with different rituals there. And they drew away these feminine and masculines away from you. And they was withholding their self and being vulnerable and withdrawing your compassion and your mercy and your peace from you. And they just moved them, these masculines, because they was doing doctrines, and it was due to their actions. And there was curses, and they was doing it for wishes, and they was mistreating them for harm. And it was all for betrayal, because it was all supernatural and superpower things that were magical elements that they was trying and using. They done curses, speaking and expressing things negative, saying negative things will happen to this person or even in that place or an object. They tried to rule over it. And there was being rude, offensive words, cursing and shouting and putting words towards you that was bad words to make these masculines feel and think anger. And now they're even feeling anger towards these feminines, these karmics, these masculines. Let's take it all as it resonates. And it's all manifesting in all different forms for them. And it's forms of hardship due to the fact that the words that they spoke, it was vibrational, it was either beneficial or negative impacts that they was bringing when they were speaking these words. Because words are spells. And how to be able to return the karma back was the actions that was corresponding right back. So everything that they spoke, it's just getting right back to them. They tried to speak bad words on you and I gave judgment. And the reaction from that judgment is what goes around, right back around. Yeah, my baby. Because you've got that Taurus field. And the words are like a phone. So we use and we speak these words. And into talking to it like Torah, because that's your Taurus field, that energy, that sound is expanding in that all direction. Words are sounds. Very powerful. So that Taurus field is a fundamental part in creating all things. It's that vibration, like abracadabra. And I create and I speak. That's how I manifest into reality. So that's how we're creating and speaking. And now judgment for these covenants, what these took, because they spoke bad words against you. And it was a promise. And it was a blindness, what they was doing because of the obedience of the curses that they was putting towards you. And the disobedience of trying to manifest this was a hardship towards you. Now these karmics be feeling illnesses and defeat and down and out, the hurt. They're feeling barrenness. They're feeling like they can't even move forward because they feel like they was trying to get that battle. And now they're in defeat of that battle because you was the battle. They didn't realize that you're that star. You're that true shining light. And you're just moving through these challenges slowly, rapidly increasing your skills and your knowledge and your awareness. And the awareness of these negative things and the outcomes. And now they're rapidly increasing their skills and their awareness of their negative outcomes for them. And if they continuously disobeying, they will continuously perishing and perishing from the truth. And you was the truth. And they've got no spiritual substance. They lack in that in big time. And that their feminine nourishment, they're avoided that. That's their conscious mind. They're not using that. They've kept karmics. They was doing it all gladly, persistently, towards these divine feminines, masculine family members, as well as friends, to be able to burden them, to be able to disconnect them from you for their own control. Because you was grace and you was a praying with divine, you got divine favor. They knew you had protection. They didn't realize you had that much protection that you have got, because now they're doing. Now they're knowing because it's ricocheting. 10, completion, done. They've done. So that higher power was taking place. And you was able to express your own gratitude, your own understanding for yourself, for your positiveness, for your own individual outcomes. Because you knew that the divine favor was over you. And you're just continuously asking for the divine, seeking the divine will on their approval to be able to get encouragement, to be ace and keep moving forward. And now they're looking at that due to the fact of their actions. And they've conducted this. They making it situations and the outcomes possible. You made outcomes and situations possible for you to be able to keep moving forward, to be able to flourish with the information, the knowledge, to gain that balance, to gain understanding, to be able to expand yourself for the opportunities to be able to come ahead for you. These divine judgments are now being taken place. It's inevitable fate that's happened due to the wicked ones. Those was wicked ones, these karmic feminines and masculines exposed to their scavengers. Now they're searching and they're collecting all of their disregarded stuff, all their disregarded items to their ends, and they're needing that calm, and they want to try to hold that tightly because it's that finality of their fun. They're done. All them earthly gods, the rights to where they wanted to be able to compose all these through the vultures of the willing to be able to gather that. Now divine judgment's taking place. You see, they're getting bit up to death. They don't even know what to do. It's the end for them. Everybody's speaking, all the cussing starting, all the arguments, the dogs are telling you. The end to that wickedness, for the hope of the wickedness. Now they don't know what to do. They're crying, and there's nothing that they can do because it's but physical decay and lack. So now they're crying out, money, all the money what they was getting, all that fame, all the lifestyles, all the joy, all the attention, 144, they was not chosen. So the chosen ones, divine masculines, feminines, they're looking at these comics. They was working eternally, vitality and immortality. They wanted that. They thought they was going to go for it all, for that nice, long, living life. But these masculines want that with you. These feminines, their friends, family members, they all want it with you. They're getting destroyed, these karmics. That eternal love, that eternal joy, what they thought they was getting, no. All that protection that drew with your protection is all with you. Got the divine family, you got the divine grace. They love you, they pity you, and they're feeling sorry. They're having compassion caused by their own suffering and the misfortune that they did in regards towards you. Because they disappointed and they disrespected you. They tried to dismantle you. They didn't work. And you could just see this from afar. And you can see their faces. If you've seen their faces, they'll be feeling all sad. They're feeling hurt. And all the things what they was involved in, now they're looking back and reflecting on it, acknowledging all their difficult situations that they put themselves in, and now they're feeling sorry for themselves. They don't even know what to do. They wanting care and compassion. They wanting you to have care and compassion for them. These divine masculines and feminines and friends are in distress. They're looking compassion from you and they're not getting on. Because Jesus says no. So nobody can say yes, because when God says no, you've got to keep yourself moving. You have to just continuously understanding yourself. And now they're looking for the rewards without any carefulness. But the judgment's taking place. So they can't move forward. And this is just a random results what they've got to do and take place. Because judgment says it's on their side. They've got all that judgment coming. They should have never done you wrong. They've done all evil, fool things. They tried to take power and they didn't regard your position. They didn't regard your position in society. All they do, they disobedience to the adultery, the sinning, the hurt. Now they're feeling mental pain, and it's provided them and it's provided you with your own leadership. So now they've got to take leadership like a father. You have got the guidance and the consolation, and you got the counseling from the support from the Most High. You got the divine support. You got that on your journey in order to be able to move forward for your spiritual growth, for you to get that understanding. And now they've got to go. They want in your grace. They want in your glory. Because of all the effects what they've done, they're feeling it within their heart, their mind and their soul. They're feeling it within their spiritual values. They're looking at it because it was in an animal state. They was using their lower self. So they've got to look at the more physical existence of them. You can't even go into the house of fasting. They can't even come into your house with joy. They're not allowed to. Celebrations, when they was enjoying themselves, they're not able to come and take that near you. They're out now. They've got to come and show you gratitude. You got to show others gratitude. You've got to show others how you feeling, because if you don't show others gratitude, then you're not going to receive that. Now they're looking at the religious values of these karmics. They was ready to celebrate with joy, but that's in sorrow now. They're all feeling sorry because they wanted all that joy. They thought they was ready to celebrate on your behalf. These karmics was ready to celebrate. They was ready to take your joy, but sorrow is now hitting them and hitting them in their face. It's unnatural and unsettling for these individuals. This is also that normal rhythm of life, partying, shaping that joy. What those was doing, they was being fulfilled, and now they're not being fulfilled no more. And it's social norms that they was dealing with, and they was just disregarding all the positive effects of what was going to should be happening. They was just moving, and they was thinking it was doing it for the rightful ways. And now they're all calling to repent, these divine feminines, masculines, and now they're turning away from all the sin. They wanted to turn away, so they're letting go of these karmics. They're telling them to move away. They're moving away from all of those earthly lifestyles. They're no longer finding fun and joy within that. That's no longer their games. They're just looking at this reality shift, and they're feeling like they should have listened, because they didn't listen. And they knew that the Most High told them, you even showed them. And they're wanting now to bring this to an end. This is all that they're feeling, sadness, all that joy and the gladness that they had. And the voice that you spoke is full affecting them. They're feeling like a bridesman and a groom. They're connecting that now. Now they're feeling all sorrow, and it's deep down in this stress that's causing them from the loss and disappointment and the misfortune suffered by themselves. They done that to themselves. These karmics have done it to themselves. And these divine feminines and masculines, they need time to be able to work through their sorrow and their sadness and their regret and the loss of you, because they're feeling that loss of you now. They feel that you're that loved one. Now they're unhappy, and they're feeling an unpleasant state. They're feeling all disillusioned and that, like, in their mind and in their thoughts. They're having destruction. And these karmics and these masculines, they have complete empathy, and they need understanding. They want you to have understanding for them. They're watching you from afar. And these divine feminines and masculines, even the friends, they just want to leave these. They want to run away from them now. They want to let them go, because they feel that now, they feel that you've let them go. They feel that you're no longer in their energy field. They're feeling dull. They're feeling like you've turned away from them, and they can feel that you've turned away from them, because you was their joy, and now they're feeling silence. They've got no gladness, and they're at that period of where they're feeling that judgment for the hardship, and they're feeling it, all that celebrating. They're no longer celebrating. You're celebrating, you're rejoicing, and you're moving with your divine guidance and your goodness, and you're just standing and being strong, steadfast in your faith, continuously keeping moving. And you know when you weren't moving right, you were doing right. And they didn't want to build up the divine relationship, to be able to follow the guidance. And these divine feminines and masculines look at the profound effects what's taking place, because all them bonds what they had, and they're knowing that it was not of a rightful accord. And now these divine feminines friends, they're identifying the profound love that they had, and they want commitment with you. They want to be able to come and have unity. They're looking alongside you. They wanted to be able to come and speak and identify these things, and they want to have a parallel union, so it's on a balance, like yin and yang. And they may want to be able to even come and be like a beacon. They even may say they want to be able to be your husband or your wife. They may even want you to marry them. They even may ask you to marry them. You'll be even shocked. I can't even get it out of my mouth. They might not even know how to get it out, but that's how they're going to feel. They want to feel radiant. They want to feel that holy. They want to see you radiant. They want to see you glorious. They see that you're radiant, and they see that you're glorious. So they want to have a wedding, and that wedding is like the awakening within their mind as well. So these divine masculines and feminines, they see such great disaster. Now they're not with you. They're feeling cold and wondering why all of this is against them. And now they're asking, and they're looking, they're seeing what they've done wrong, and they're resonating with certain things now, and they're asking themselves how can they be able to come and commit certain things against you. And now they're seeing that they was a fool, like their ancestors was, and they didn't hear. And it was generational impacts of sin that was coming for them, for the disobedience they should have learnt. But that was learnt behaviour that they have just took by, they followed from their ancestors. And they wasn't listening to what the Most High God anointed and holded within them. And that was due to worshipping the false deities of these karmics, because they turned away from you. And now these divine feminines are masculine and long-lasting impacts, and they're choosing the path. And their conflicts, what they choose. They're looking at their conditional wills, what they put in. And they're wanting to turn around and generate it to you, because they're seeing the generational sin from the past actions, what they was doing. And the future generations of the current problems that are directing from the results of what they was doing from the ancestors. And they was not listening, and they was following old and worse old idols. And they was due down to for their adultery and worship in those false idols and deities. And they deliberately rejected you. They deliberately rejected your guidance. And now they're feeling all spiritual like physical and mental suffering. And some of these are feeling it in a different way, and they're all feeling it in a hurt heart way. They don't even know how to get it out. It's hard. And it's all due to previous generational trauma and hurt. Because they forsook you, they abandoned and they left you. They gave up something very valued. And you was pleasant. And they followed others. And they believed in others, and they was wicked people. And that was more than what the ancestors did. And they pointed personal desires and indications and their natural tendency or their urge to act in a particular way. And that was a tendency of doing it bad ways. They wasn't thinking about the will. They didn't look at the revelations in their hearts. And they needed to be able to align themselves with the Most High God and awaken their spirit. They needed to raise their Christ oil. They hindered their and they hurt their heart. They closed off their heart. And now due to all that resentment that they're holding and their disobedience that they had within their heart, in their heart center, their will of emotions, they're feeling it. They refused to listen and obey to the commands of when their heart was speaking. And now they're just going riding because now they've got no guidance. And these divine feminines and masculine are feeling evil. Their fathers, it was worse than what their fathers was doing. The situation was deeper deceit and deeper sins. And this was on a personal level, just to pursue with the adultery. And this was disobedience. That's why they're feeling all this unfamiliar things throughout their mind and their thoughts, and it's flowing over them. They'll be drinking and stressing and getting anxiety. They will be serving other gods because they was doing the wrong things. And they forced themselves to continuously keep on moving in that particular way. And doing these adulteries and being it with these karmics. They lost their identity. And it was a culture surveillance thing. That separation. Leading them to be able to be negative. Due to the negative consequences, both in the environment and where they were, their well-being, their financial structures. And this was from abandonment. And this was abandoning you. And they declined in knowledge. They had loss of livelihoods now. They're having that covenant, and it was false covenants. Now they've got to trust and confidence. They have to find their trust and confidence that you had. These divine feminines and masculines, a friend, are granted. They are trusting in the confidence now. They're trying to get that unwavering love back. They're wanting to be able to come and commit. They want that promise. They broke that promise, and they know they broke that, and they now need to build up that trust and that relationship with you that they broke because they was doing wrong things because of unwavering love. And they love that you offered in the hope that you offered in uncertain times. They didn't appreciate that. They didn't accept that when they actually had that. And you were steadfast and you continuously staying faithful with your true self. And these divine feminines and masculines, they may be wanting to be able to come and get that new covenant. You could even find somebody else who could be even coming better with a definite new covenant, with a fundamental hope of real truth and that real promise, showing you that real unwavering love and that joy and that peace, different from one that was broken prior before. And this will be inscribed on their hearts on a deeper, on a more personal level, with a more personal relationship with you. And they'll be reliable. They want to be binding. They want to be able to come. They want to be able to bring it from danger and bring you and wanting to be able to come to the land of the north. These divine feminines and masculine could be coming and wanting to come from danger, out of the land of the north, from the punishment that they had, and it's a loss, and they want to be able to return to you after being bored. And they're forced. And this could be getting forced through the spirit. The Most High God could be guiding them. That could be divinely guided due to their circumstances and the choices that they prolonged. And the absence. Now they're feeling absence from you. They're feeling that you was their home. And they're feeling darkness. And due to their ignorance and the dwelling of the enemies that was invading them and involving them, these karmics, with the threats from the north. So they was given threats. And it was unknown and the hidden, because they were speaking and they was doing things, and it was challenging their adversities to be able to get them to be able to move away in order for them to restore their self. And they're looking at God's fulfillment, and that's you. They see you as that whole fulfillment. So they want to return with hope and joy. They want to be able to come back to belong, to be the restoration. They want that joy with you, a union from that ancestral heritage. You could have been renewed relationships. This is what they want from the divine source. They're looking at God, Allah. Take it as it resonates, these divine feminines, masculines, friends. They see you as that divine source. They're holding hope for the renewal. They're wanting to show unwavering faith and commitment towards you. That ultimate approval they're wanting. They're like that fisherman. who's actively engaging alongside you. They want to collectively work and speak alongside you, because you can see you're that active fisherman. You're collectively working and engaging alongside other people, providing them with that powerful message of guidance, understanding, in order to be able to move forward, to raise thy frequency, to know thyself, to get on that individual guided level, for you to be able to keep on moving forward and following your true self, and enabling others to enlighten their self, to be real, to be true, to be practicing with mercy and grace, and to positive changes to make them for their self, speaking in knowledge and wisdom, and sharing and guiding and protecting those to the rightful ways, empowering individuals with like their minds, just like of you, on a physical, spiritual and emotional level, on the active pursuit towards that soul awakening for the truth, and sharing the wisdom with others to enlighten them, because you're like a hunter. You're just hunting down these people who are sleeping, and you're taking action and engaging alongside other people. And these masculines, feminines, they was vulnerable. They're on that cycle of rebirth and transformation. And now they're seeing that, they're hearing you, and they're seeing how you moved. They're wanting that interconnectedness with all of these things. And these karmics was hunting due to the egos. So the karmics was, the karmics was hunting due to the egos of their unconsciousness. And these divine feminines and masculines, they're looking at that now. They're having an harmonious partnership with their ego and their unconsciousness instincts. And this is deeply rooted inside of them, like through their impulsive drives. Their unconsciousness mind, they were sleeping, not even thinking of doing the things what they was doing. They weren't even looking at the memories and the side of their conscious and their awareness of doing certain things. They had the power and the influence of the behavior of the sin, of these karmics and these divine feminines and masculines, the family members, your friends. These was going through there. They was looking at their rock now. They're in their head, and they're getting their awakening. And they now looking, and they're facing all these things in reality that's hindering them. They're looking at their mountain and the rock and the wheel, and in their mind, and they're feeling all these things. They're feeling omniscient and omnipresent. So you just knowing everything. You had that all knowing. You use that third eye. You move that third person. You just made that knowledge come to you. And you move widely, consistently, constructing yourself in order to be able to do good. Because that all-knowing gave you that complete awareness of all things that was around you in order to take the right action. Now these divine feminines and masculines, they're taking their motives and their thoughts, and they're looking at their inner struggles, and they can't take it because they need to be able to come to you. And you're running rent through in their mind, and they're pleading, and they're looking at the matter, and they're trying to be able to come from their awareness now, because they don't know what to do. They're thinking of you, they're looking, and they're paying attention to all the wickedness from the karmics, what they did. And their double wickedness, these karmics are getting paid double wickedness due to the fact of the hurt and pain and the defeat, what they put to you, because they know now that these masculines and feminines, family members are running away from them, because they was profiting nothing. They thought they was going to gain something. And you just knew that the Most High God had you. They gave you that strength, that wisdom, that understanding. You took refuge in that times of distress. And you knew certain things was going to happen to these masculines and feminines, these friends. You tried to give them that clear warning, that understanding, just like their ancestors. They didn't listen. And they continuously kept on sinning. And now they're running from these sins, from following others. They're listening to their thoughts, like their ancestors now. They don't want to be doing good because their ancestors running after false gods with worthless idols and not enabling them to do good. They didn't listen to the things what was supposed to be right. So they didn't know God. So they did wrong. And they're seeing, and they're trying to make their own God, and they tried to take that control for their own power, which was not a rightful thing. That's what these karmics was doing. And you're just teaching them and how to gain this power and this understanding. And this divine masculine, divine feminine, these friends, family members, they're listening to that. They're understanding that might, because you've been expressing it. What impressive abilities you've got, and you hold, and what they hold and they've got. And these divine feminines and masculines are looking at you. They're wanting to be able to come. And they know your name, because they didn't know your name. Now, they know your name. They know that you're the mighty one. You're the one who's divinely guided. You're protected. You've got that understanding, that understanding to be able to overstand situations. And they now know that you upholded that love in their heart for them. And they're upholding that love, that joy in their heart for you. They are wanting to come back because you're their ace. Right, let's see what's in my bag stays out my bag. So what's in my bag stays out my bag. It's my bag. My bag. This little bit of information going to help us, guide us, protect us. Don't worry about it, because what's for you cannot pass you by. Everything that happens for us, to us, happens for reasons. It's all lessons for us to overflow and grow with the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding, in order for us to be able to do better, think better, see better, hear better, and continuously doing the things what's then enable and assist and uplift others. Some people just need enlightenment. Some people have to go through something in order to get something. Sometimes we just got it within inside of us. Sometimes we need those people to awaken our spirit for us to continuously keep moving forward on our last path journey. Because what's for you might not be for them. And in order to get something, you got to go through something. But when you're going through something, you might not go through it at the same time. But then when you come together, you're back balanced. They're out here wondering what you are going to do now. Keep moving. Don't stop. No for nobody. If you keep on moving, don't stop for nobody, because they're wondering what you're going to do now. You just keep staying balanced. The mind is the highest power, affecting its phenomenon, a fact or situation to exist or happen. So now they're looking at these. Their mind, because the higher power for a thing, something, situation to happen for them to be able to step forward, stepping up, raising up to the bird, higher self. So now these divine feminines, masculines, you are stepping up, being to the higher power, to your higher self. If your heart is true and your spirit too, what you want will want you to. On to Peggy, Miles at Ed Records. You're not being the real true you. So you're not being the real true you. You could be telling them you're not being the real true you. Have courage and stand strong. So you continuously having courage, standing strong. If it tries to knock you down, they will fall. So those who try to knock you down, these karmics, they're falling now. They're stumbling. They're to sleep. Lavender. So they might need some lavender to have a better sleep, because they might not be able to sleep. Keeping them off the streets. So you're keeping them off the streets. They're keeping themselves off the streets. I'm more than my mind and my body. Just aware. Finding parts to become familiar. Things you do when any of them come up, you can act. So you just listen to your body. So you're going to act with it. Flying free, managing my emotions for the good. So you're flying free, managing your emotions for the good. They're nervous. They don't want him to come your way. So now this karmic is very nervous. She don't want these masculines to come your way. CEO, I write the checks. So you're the CEO, you write your checks. They can't show you love. They don't love themselves. So they can't show you love if they don't love themselves. Big man moving like a young boy. So this big man moving like a young boy, 1717. Solid offers only. You're telling them, you big man moving like a young boy, you only want solid offers only. Thanks, no pages. You are not here, him. So you're not her, him. Just identifying the best me. So you're just identifying the best in you. James 2:3-5. For we are all stumble in much. If anyone does not stumble in word, he is a perfect man, able also to bribe the entire body. So stumbling word, then you can bribe the whole body. These people are stumbling, they can't bribe nobody. What women having 10 silver coins, if she loses 1 coin, does not light a lamp and sweep the house and seek diligence till she finds it. Luke 15:8. Keep moving, stay focused, rejoice when found. You recovered from bad energy. You recovered from bad energy that these people was projecting towards you with all those speaking spells. Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So it says on the back. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? I got some place to go now, Gina. Trusting how things be unfolding. Review things that ever changing. So trusting how things are unfolding. Just review things that are ever unchanging. Start new, start now, not later. So start now, not later. Review these things. Not reliable, not authentic, not ready, not real, and not worthy. This is what these masculines could be telling these karmics, or feminine could be telling their karmic masculines. No longer being silent, unlocking my voice. Ashe. Talk to the older friend, fam, hear their view. Don't mean you to take it. So talk to the older person, don't mean to hear their view. Don't mean you just have to take it, just listen to see their opinion. Same way, Kevin Gates. Shout out to my mom, but I let you in. I can't pretend I'd probably not love again. I trusted you like jumping out of a plane with no safety helmet. Fight for love, all costs. So they trusted you, you trusted them like jumping out of a plane. I can, I will, I am. Stronger than ever. Support community needed. So you could be supporting the community, they could be supporting you. Thank you, people. It's needed. Stop questioning spirit. Yes, it was for you. Your conscious mind playing your intuitions. So yes, it was for you. Your conscious mind was playing intuitions. Obtaining the key to mastery of the rhythmic of swing and feelings. So you obtain the key to the swing of thoughts and feelings. You may be free but bound by necessities. So they're free but bound by necessities. Being tested by your heart to serve in a way you were not shaped. So you was tested with your heart to serve in a way you was not shaped. Darkest powers of linked with the earth. Maybe testing you with the darkest powers linked with the earth. He's not good with feelings, not stability, no balance, no boundaries, love to keep orphans, open track with fear, doubt and worry, page of cups in feelings, no, not mature. So that could be that masculine, feminine. This has been drawn out long. You've been protected. You got justice no matter how long. So it's been drawn out too long. You've got justice no matter how long. I came from some dark road. They made me strong. So you came from dark roads. They made you strong. This masculine, feminine could be telling you they came from dark roads and that made them strong. She tried fuck up our union. It's ordained though.